The only other point that I wanted to make, which is down the bottom, and it's a key one, understanding the movement that you want. So when we talked about a movement change, understanding the movement that you want and how we affect that movement change are two different things. So where we talked about intent before, manipulating the intent to try and change a movement, the understanding of the specifics of the movement are not necessarily the way that you would approach that person in how to make that change. So you wouldn't necessarily just go straight in and, I'm seeing you do this, this and this. I want you to take your elbow here, here and here. All right. Again, we can manipulate their intent to try and change that without, so we do it intrinsically basically. Right. But we'll go on to that in more detail as we go along. So Shane, batter up.
You guys need a break or a drink or a toilet break or anything?
Here you go.
All good. Sweet. I guess what we're going to work through is this little diagram here in regards to, I guess, developing swing mechanics and developing hitters. All right, so that's pretty much what we're going to work through this course here. You got that up there, right? Sweet. Just while Andy's getting that up, where's that pen? Is this the pen you're working with, mate?
Purple one's here, or there's that one?
I like the purple one.
Purple one's good.
Now, I mean, Andy touched on it before, and this is just going to sort of create a bit of a theme in regards to developing hitters and, I guess, instructing, like hitting mechanics or developing hitters itself. Think about the sport itself. So baseball, the sport itself, in regards to specific skills towards baseball, what would be what would be main skills required for baseball? Sorry, yeah, my apologies. Not so much physical ability or mental ability, just more so just baseball specific. Throwing, yeah, there you go. Throwing, hitting, fielding. All right, so throwing, hitting, and fielding. So they're the three main areas. As well, running, I guess, is a broad across all sports, but I guess specific to baseball, we have throwing, hitting, and fielding. Okay. Out of these three, I guess, basic mechanics, basic biomechanics, out of these three, which two, I guess, are very similar? Think about, we field a ground ball, we field a fly ball, we throw, and we hit. Which two are the very similar in regards to mechanics? Throwing and hitting, sweet, yeah, excellent. Sorry? Oh, how am I going? I had in my head going the other way. My bad. So throwing and hitting, yeah? They're very, just in regards to basic mechanics, they're very similar. Would everyone sort of agree? I guess in regards to both of these two, which one's probably, I guess, most overtaught? Throwing or hitting's probably most, which one's most overtaught, you reckon? Hitting. Well, now, why do you reckon, sorry, can you guys sort of see that there? Why do you think hitting's probably the most overtaught one? It's the nature of the beast with our sport and what we deal with. And Tomo, you sort of mentioned it a little bit earlier. What's the nature of the beast, especially in Australia? The nature of the beast with our sport?
Fundamentals.
Sorry? Mechanics and fundamentals, but I get more so, yeah, you're right. Not comparing us to the rest of the world. Sorry?
There's the lowest chance of success out of all the skill sets.
Not so, as in hitting's the lowest chance of success. Yeah. Yes, you're right, no, gotcha. But more so, think about practice-wise. What's probably the main difference in regards to practice-wise in regards to baseball? What do we do most of in baseball? We throw. What do we do probably least of in baseball? We hit, right? So this sort of leads towards where, I guess, talking about like the lower half. I mean, how many times we talk about when we throw, how many times do we refer to the lower half and making sure our heel comes off the ground and then follow through? Do we talk about that a great deal compared to what we try and talk about with hitting? Yeah. So I mean, that's how I sort of see it a little bit as well. It's just the nature of the beast with hitting. Is that because we don't do it enough, as much as what we throw, and they're very, like, mechanics, very, very similar basic mechanics, but we don't really address too much in regards to the throwing department as we do with the hitting department, or we don't feel the need to address the throwing department as we do the hitting, because we do it a lot. Does that sort of make sense? So the whole idea with...
You wouldn't know either, because throwing is something that you do with movement most of the time. So with movement, you're going to get follow through, you're going to get that.
Yeah, you do generate a little bit of momentum. Yes, you are correct, yes.
You're on the spot and there's lot more chance of not getting that weight tip in that.
Well, you sort of, I mean, you got your low. I mean, in regards to swing, and we'll touch on this as well, but you do have your low, so you do sort of generate some sort of movement going backwards before you go forwards, but not as much as throwing. I 100% agree with that. But there wouldn't be any different to a pitcher kicking up their leg. Very rarely do we talk about when the pitcher gets the front foot strike, do we really talk about, you got to rotate your hips and then follow through. It's very similar to hitting. We're still loading, and then pretty much everything's all still stationary, as if a hitter was, as if a pitcher was to kick up their leg and start pitching. Does that sort of make sense there? That's what I'm sort of trying to get towards. In that we seem to be very explicit with the hitting department more so than the throwing department. If that sort of makes sense, because we just do it a lot. All right, and that's where this model sort of comes about. This model is designed to simplify, I guess, developing hitters. It's designed to make have coaches feel comfortable about not talking about a great deal and just lots and lots of practice. Okay, we are going to go through. I guess this is something David Nielsen originally designed it, and Baseball Australia slightly modified it a little bit. But it all stems from David Nielsen's hitting development of hitting theory, and there's 4 bases to it. Okay, so I guess, and we'll go through it a little bit more in detail, but the 4 bases, we've got develop your body, so your physical side of things, I guess preparation before you step into the box. You got your build your swing. Okay, so that's just building your actual swing motion or your swing mechanics. Oh, my apologies. So that's second base. Third base is learning to hit. So when would, I guess, learning to hit come into play? My apologies, we've already sort of touched base a little bit on the physical department in regards to strength and conditioning. We've spoke about briefly tonight in regards to building a swing in regards to tee work, but in regards to learning to hit, what are some common examples that we can put players in a position to learn how to hit? Or what is, I guess the question you got to ask first is, what is hitting? What is hitting?
Hit the ball.
Hit the ball, yeah. And I guess what happens before you hit the ball? Who releases the ball? The pitcher, yeah. So I guess what sort of examples can you put kids into in regards to developing, learning how to hit?
Or watching where the ball's coming out of the hand.
Yeah, be more. What I'm sort of getting towards is how would you practice it? Yeah, like front toss, BPs, soft toss, side toss, all that sort of stuff there. And then the last base here is compete. Now, what would we compete? What would that mean? The game, the actual game itself. Okay. Now you'll see through there'll be 3 stages. I'm not going to go into detail too much of the 3 stages because there's a lot of material in there. But I'm just going to go over an overview or the basic gist of the stage 1, 2, and 3. But I'm really just going to refer to this diagram up here. All right. So we're going to start with, I guess, developing your body. What do we do at present in our programs that develop kids' bodies for hitting? The guys in the QBA, especially more so the guys in the QBA. If you're doing it in clubland, that's fantastic too. But more so QBA or junior bandits programs. What do we do pretty much every session in regards to developing your physical attribute? Yeah, you're doing your strength conditioning. So your 7 streams, your ABF LTAD 7 streams approach. All right, so your 2-legged movements, your 1-legged. All right, push, pull, core, shoulder stability. Okay, and function, stability. So in regards to developing your body that way, that's taken care of through strength conditioning, as well as, I guess, outside of all the 7 stream strength conditioning exercises, what else could you possibly do to condition? It's a mild condition and generally happens at the start of practice. What could you possibly do to help condition athletes physically as well? It's a mild conditioning. A warm-up, yeah, just a mobile and active warm-up. So that also helps. Very small, but also it helps as well. So you just keep in mind that everything we do has a purpose. So yes, it is warming up the body to practice, compete or whatever, but also it's a bit of a mild conditioning effect that you are preparing your body, you're developing your body to to develop swing practice and then learn how to hit the ball and then compete as well. All right. I'm not going to go too much into that because we go through that a fair bit in regards to the 7 streams, and I'm pretty sure we're going to go through that a fair bit as well throughout the course of the program, the QBA, as well as this program here. All right, so building a swing, that's pretty much the biggest thing we're going to talk about, probably I can envision this probably being the largest portion of the discussion here. I guess building a swing, what is probably the most basic equipment we can use to develop swing? Tee. All right, why is I guess, developing a swing, okay, why is having a tee here probably the ideal resource we can use, the ideal equipment we can use? The ball is not moving. So we have full control of what we can do as hitters. Okay, we're not being dictated by the movement of the ball, by someone else throwing the ball. The ball's right here. We know exactly what where the ball is and what we're going to try and achieve here. Okay, so in regards to developing your swing, okay, first we're going to have your stance, okay, which is your rhythm part of your swing. Okay, so you're going to have a nice, comfortable rhythm. Okay, then we're going to have load and then release through the contact zone, or barrel release was what we call. So we got load and then release. Okay, load is pretty much exchanging weight from front to back, not all the way, but at least a bit of the way, front to back, and then we're making contact out in front of our body and then releasing the barrel of the head. So we're controlling the barrel of the head through the contact zone, making contact with the bottom half of the ball with good backspin and a line drive. All right, sort of approach there. Now that's just, I guess, the bare bones or the gist of building a swing. So all we're doing really is just creating a good path to the ball, okay, to create line drive with good backspin. Okay, to help develop, and a lot of the guys who have been involved with the program and have just started as well, how can we, I guess, what are we putting in place, or what have we put in place in regards to developing swings? In regards to the tee, yep. Yeah, the one-hand drill. So the one-hand drill, just, I guess, controlling the barrel nice and easy through the contact zone, making contact bottom half of the ball. What else sort of goes through stages? And we saw, I think, Wesley, you may have touched on it at the start of the night. In regards to the tee work, what have we done, I guess, what are the stages that, I guess, that we can go through?
Stage 2 is obviously expand zone.
Yeah, sweet, yeah. So I guess the whole idea is to hit a contact. To start off with the stage 1, which is what we've gone through at the start with, is just your happy zone. So where players feel most comfortable in achieving hitting the line drive straight away to centre. That's our stage 1 at the moment. And then stage 2, we're going to make it a little bit more difficult. Once the hitters can, I guess, accomplish a successful rate, 8 out of 10, towards centre field, then we're going to challenge the hitters a little bit more by going still centre field, but now we're going to go to the top of the strike zone and to the bottom of the strike zone. Okay, now that's just working straight ahead now. I guess now what other aspects in regards to, I guess, where else do we hit the ball? Inside, outside. Okay, so I guess moving the tee around, or just for the sake of tonight, I'll move myself around. So moving inside, or outside, and still having set markers. Okay, so say for example, right now we're dealing with centre field. This is stage 1 that we're working with at the moment, and you've got your happy zone. So players get a pretty good feel to having the ball roughly in the middle of the contact zone here. Okay, but say if I want to pull the ball down to right field, I guess, would it be ideal for me to make contact deep in my body, out in front of my body? Yeah, way out in front, and probably obviously on the inside part of my contact zone is when I'm going to pull it. Okay, and obviously back out here. So we then progress, I guess, from our happy zone, and then to extend up and down, we also move in and out as well. Okay, that's, I guess, the third stage of what we're trying to achieve. The fourth stage is trying to develop a swing mechanic that sort of touches base, or sorry, that helps guys compete. And I know I've jumped ahead of one stage at the moment, but stage 4 helps guys develop a sort of a swing path that helps them compete. Now, in regards to baseball, I guess, what is the pitcher trying to achieve in the game itself? Sorry? Trying to get you out. And how, well, be more specific. I know they're trying to get you out, but how do they get you out? Yeah, does that disrupt timing and rhythm? So they're trying to get you out in front, they're trying to jam. All right, so in regards to the stage 4, it's not so much in and out, up and down, it's real nice and tight, way out in front. Okay, so say for example, if I was to have the tee way out in front, what sort of swing path am I creating, or what sort of pitch am I replicating in this position right here? Yeah, or something off-speed, change-up, curveball, something that I'm fooled. I mean, it could even be a fastball, but just they're way out, their timing is just way out of whack, and they're just way out in front. Okay, what about a ball that's nice and tight, nice and close to their body? What sort of pitch would we be replicating there? A fastball, yeah. So yes. So what we're doing, we're just creating situations and developing the swing to, I guess, to adapt and to understand, for players to understand what their contact zone is and what they can and can't do. More so, what they can do in regards to a result with some sort of line drive heading towards the outfield. All right.